Good morning, folks. VA3EWV on the air. Yep, in one more day, I'm going to be able to do some of my own personal stuff and with me talking over the air and posting some stuff to YouTube. And going to start getting me a YouTube channel and having people watch me do DXing and all that stuff like that, and visiting other shacks and getting into it. So we're going to be starting here soon. We should hear the repeater popping off there. Yes, indeed.
VE3PGC, Cornwall, Ontario.
Repeat only. Good morning. The time is 8 o'clock a.m.
This is VA3EWV, Ernest, St. Andrews, West Ontario. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Cornwall Coffee Conversation and Commute, 8 a.m. to whenever it stops. But there's a cutoff time at 9, Monday through Friday, where we take check-ins and have a little bit of conversation and have some fun. Although this is recorded, so if you don't want to be recorded, well, yeah, just want to let you know that it's being recorded. Not all the time, but today it is. I'm trying to get me a YouTube channel started, but just showing amateurs about the hobby. There's over 700 amateurs on a little group that Alphonse Penny, I can't say last names, but anyway, he's on there. But Alphonse, he's a ham examiner. He has a big following, and there are a lot of hams that get licensed, but they never talk. So anyway, I'm going to try to get them interested in getting on the air and not just having their license. So I just want to put that little disclaimer out there. This is VA3EWV looking for check-ins this morning. Could you be the first check-in? Over.
VA3KCB.
All right, good morning there, Rick, VA3KCB. How you up to? What you up to this morning?
Well, enjoying my riverfront property, having my extra large Tim Horton coffee. Beautiful weather. There's a little bit of a breeze along the river, and it's nice. So we're planning for a good day.
I hear that. It's a little bit warmer today than normal. I know I usually give the weather report. It is 17 degrees here in St. Andrews, 96% humidity. You know, I thought that only happened when I was living in Louisiana with all that humidity. If you had gills, you never have to breathe in and out. We're going to have a high of 29 today, a low of 12. There is no forecast of rain, and so plenty of time to get up there and do stuff. It says the air quality is good as well, and that we're going to have 10 hours of sunlight today. Thank you for that, Rick. We're going to get back to you, too. Who's number 2 out there? VA3EWV listening. Okay, it's Rick. It's me and you so far. I went and picked up 2 radios yesterday from VE3SX. I got myself a Wootson dual band, and I have what I'm going to be using a lot as an ICOM ID-31A, which is a D-Star radio. So I'm pretty excited about that. I got everything working last night in program, but I just can't do the Covey Hill repeater, because we did have some D-Star repeaters at the Cornwall Club, but those have been decommissioned. I can reach out to Covey Hill, but only on my base, so I'm going to have to get an adapter for this one. It's a male SMA out, so I'm going to have to get me a female adapter for that. But I'm pretty excited. Watched a couple of 100 videos last night on it, and I think I got it going. Anyway, back over to you, Rick. What are you up to this morning or the rest of the day?
Well, I'll start off in the garage while it's a little bit cool. It's cool in the garage until about 11 o'clock, and then the heat starts to build up. So just because of yesterday's conversations about things to do, everyone's got stuff to do around their property, kind of perked me up a little doing stuff around, and I still have to winterize my Can-Am motorcycle, but I think I'll leave that because there's still some beautiful days. I might even get lazy after lunch and not sure to take a cruise somewhere.
Well, the wife was telling me she wanted to go to Ottawa today. Well, she wanted to go yesterday and said, hold off, because I applied for a job there in Ottawa, and I wrote to them and was hoping to get a reply for at least an interview. And, you know, my luck always, they want an in-person interview. So I said, let's wait till tomorrow and see. But hey, did you ever get that, Camp Fortune repeater put in your radio on your base station? Over?
I believe I did. I wasn't able to crack it with the mobile, but if my memory serves me, I did break squelch on the base station.
Yeah, because I don't know what time she's going to be up and at 'em, but I'm like, I'm telling you, it is something. Well, you guys have all done long distance stuff, you know, but I've never got somebody on the repeater and talked. Well, I talk for hours all the time, but you know what I'm saying, en route, and kept them the whole time. So I just wanted to see if that was an anomaly. So I'll let you guys know when I get ready to get out, and if anybody's around, we'll test it out.
Yeah, I'd have to redouble check again, Ernest, if I had it. Is that's on the list, is it not?
It sure is. It is, I have them numbered here. That one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sixth on the list. VE3PGC 146.685. Oh, no. I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. Hold on a second. It's VE2CR8, which is still on the list. It's 9 down. 146.940. It says Old Chelsea. Analog FM with the CT CSS of 100. But yeah, man, that one really surprised me. Too bad it doesn't have any goodies on it like the AllStar and the EchoLink and all that stuff. You know, we heard Earl last night on EchoLink, VE3IMP, from Manitoba, and he sounded really good. So, you know, that's the only reason I come to this repeater, because it has all those functions. Over.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, I've got the list with me in the car here, and I have the list at home taped on the wall. I haven't got it all memorized yet, of course, but I'll give her another shout to when I get home, just to see if I can break the squelch. I think I might have, or I may not have, last time I did it, and I have the Yagi beam pointed towards your house, actually, from my house straight up to your house, meaning Bonville. And I think Rick jumped in there and said that Old Chelsea was basically pointed towards Montreal. And that's what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I think it is in. Like they say, it's in Camp Fortune, so I think that's in Quebec. But yeah. And excuse me, the other day we got really lucky when VA3BS stopped in Kingston, and we were able to talk to him on the run. Okay, well, it might be a quiet day. There's, you know, with the end of summer and the beginning of school, we have a lot less people on the radio. We had fewer people on the net last night, but it was still a good net. We're going to see if we have a number 2, and we'll come back to you. Anybody else want to check in this morning to the Cornwall Conversation, Coffee, and Commute? Please come down. I think it's too early for them this morning. It's 8:09, folks, on this beautiful Tuesday morning. I think today's Tuesday. Yep, today's Tuesday. I should have some visitors this evening. I managed to sell my 2-meter dual band antenna, so they'll be coming to pick that up. And I was too lazy to take the coax off of the bottom of it because it has a sleeve that you put the coax on. No, you put the sleeve on the coax, let it hang there a little bit. Then you screw the coax in. Then you put the sleeve on, and there's a screw that holds that in, and then all your coax is onto that. So I didn't feel like taking all that off, so I'm like, oh, it's a package deal. And that cable that's on there is thick like the size of my finger, and it has a U on it. And I was asking VE3 what does that mean? The numberings and stuff, and he says, oh, this can be used for aerial and underground. So if you see a U on it, that means it could be underground. A is for, you know, so, but that can be put underground. So I got a sweet deal, got it out of the house, and I'll be putting that toward me some accessories that I have in my wish box on Amazon. Over.
Copy that. I was going to ask you last night during the net, what did you do with the old coax for the that 2-meter antenna that you sold?
Yeah, that stuff's the same size as that LMR 400, and like I said, it was 50 foot of it. And as you know, with me not working, I always want to give my ham friends a good deal and stuff like that. But for that one, I used that antenna for about 4 months, and with that particular cable that's on there, now I have some more cable too, but it's that gray stuff that's a little smaller. That's what I had on the 11-meter radio, right? So I had that. But yeah, I just told the guy, you know, all in 125 for the antenna and the I think it was like 50 foot of coax. Over.
Well, that's good. I believe the fellow got a sweet deal.
Oh yeah, you want to make sure you put out some good stuff and things like that. You never know who you run across, and I've been treated so well out here with people giving me stuff and giving me deals too. You know, that's just a part of the hobby. You don't want to be a greedy sucker. On that one, this is not negative, but I actually lost on that deal anyway because I bought it brand new 5 months ago. Was told it was a tri-band antenna. It was not, right? So I was thinking that when the person sold me the right antenna, they would just take that one back and I would just pay the difference. That's not what happened. But I'm glad that a person that's coming back into the hobby, the person that fell out of the hobby, they're coming back into the hobby, and now they only have to deal with the pole, right? So, you know, they don't have to worry about finding coax and getting this and that. If you have to do all that stuff, you might not be motivated to get back in, eh?
Oh, I agree 100%. 100%. I mean, PRY helped me out getting my 2-meter and 70 centimeter back up and running. And, you know, when people pay it forward, it's a good thing. I've always paid it forward, more on the 11-meter band, setting up people for virtually nothing just to get them on the air. And the same thing happens in the ham community. I think it's a great thing.
Amen. I was saying last night how many radios I had to whoever I was talking to, and inherited 2 more. And I'm tickled pink. I can't wait to get that D-Star up. I was watching video after video last night on that, so that's going to be fun. And yeah, with that and the DMR, I'll be talking. But you know what? I don't want to stop pursuing my HF because I need to get my vocabulary and my knowledge up a little bit more up to speed because I'm getting into so much more. But that's going to help me out, you know, getting on there. And I look at this as like classroom time, right? So this is on-the-job training. Rick was talking about electronics class. I was looking at that, looking into that, and I'm going to be seeing what they offer, some courses over at Algonquin or something like that, see if I can get in one over.
Yeah, I think once you get over that hurdle, it'll take a lot of pressure off. then you can continue moving forward and start shopping for an HF rig, which is a job in itself. I'll tell you, I've been looking at HF rigs. I have an old Yaesu 890, and it's pretty run down. And I've been looking at newer ones, and I'll tell you, it's one of the hardest things to choose. The more I start looking at them, the more things I'm finding out about. And I'm like starting over every morning.
That is correct on that one, VA3KCB. Oh, that was our 15-minute station identification. It's 8:15 on this Tuesday morning. You're here with VA3KCB and VA3EWV with our Cornwall Coffee Conversation and Commute. We're looking for a second check-in. If you want to say good morning, please come now.
VA2FKR.
Pete, with the Pete. You're sounding really good. Are you in Cornwall this morning or something?
Oh, negative. I'm at home in the shack. I was just ran in to check the temperature on the hot tub, and heard you guys on, so I thought I'd stop by and say hi.
Well, it's sounding pretty good. Oh, yeah, this is the one you sound good on all the time anyway. It's the SBC that it's a little bit off in the distance. So, but yeah, man, it's a pleasure to have you up in here this morning on our little rag chew little net there. Good to have you. So what you have planned today? I know you have a lot of property there and a lot of stuff to do. Do you have things on the to-do list that are still carrying on from the years before? Over?
Oh, I always have things on the, as they say, the honey-do list. Last year we converted from an oil-burning furnace that was circa 1968 to a new high-efficiency heat pump and high-efficiency electric furnace. So I didn't let them take the oil tank out because there was 100 gallons of home heating oil in there. Now that's the same as number 2 grade diesel. So I added some fungicide and some conditioners to it. I have plans of pumping some of that out for use in the tractors around here, since the diesel's running around $8 a gallon. 100 gallons of diesel, 100 gallons of burnable diesel fuel is a windfall. Anyway, you were mentioning D-Star. I don't know if you can reach it, Ernest, but in Plattsburgh there is a repeater, W2UCX, and it's on 147.150. They are analog and D-Star digital, and they're generally connected to Reflector Charlie. If you're interested, you might want to see, because they're a very, very active repeater. Back to you.
Oh, thank you for that. Yes. You know, yeah, there's things that we learn. It's just like anything else. If you don't use it all the time, you don't think about it. But VE3PRY, I'm sure other people have told me about it too, but repeaterbook.com. You can go to that thing, and I saw a new amateur asking about that on the Annapolis radio club, one run about Alphonse there. She was like, "Oh, I want to get on the Trans Canada Net or the Procom Net," and then she's asking in the club what repeaters are close to her. And I almost typed out there, use repeaterbook.com, and I could have used that myself yesterday, because I wanted to try that for the net. Well, I know we don't have D-Star here, but I mean, I just wanted to make sure it was working before the net. Over.
Oh, roger that. We had a little incident here yesterday. I'm near a railway track, and they're doing maintenance on it. So they're blocking the roads off, and it got to the point where they're in and out, and they're basically making themselves right at home in my driveway and on my property, where one of them ran into an 8-foot tall 4x4 post at the end of the driveway. There's 2 of them that we usually chain the driveway off to keep them out. How do you drive into an 8-foot tall 4x4 post that has reflective tape and a chain across it? Well, they're supposed to be back here today to repair their damage, because if they aren't, I'm going to be calling the SQ and filing charges, because I've got their license plate number and their picture, pictures of the damage. This is not the first time. They've gone out of their way to root the summer here, and now they're trying to root fall too. But I suppose the maintenance has to be done on that track. I mean, the last time it was done, I worked for Conrail out of Selkirk, New York, and I did the maintenance there. And I remember we changed that crossing. There was 3 of us and 1 backhoe, and we were done before noon. I watched them with 14 guys, although 8 of them had white hats. They spent 12 hours there, and they're still not done, and they had every piece of equipment known to man. It's almost like it's a make-work project. Anyway, back to you, Ernest.
I'm catching my breath on that. I didn't know what the white hat stuff was. I'm telling you, it wasn't until this summer that one of the radio folks was talking about the white hat, you know? Because I was doing all that work on the Kubota, with the Kubota outside there, somebody was talking about the white hat. Anyway, Peter, I know you got stuff to do. If you can stay in a little bit longer, please do so. I'm going to see if we have a third check-in, and then we're going to go back around. This is VA3EWV. Are there any other check-ins this morning for this net? Over. Okay, nothing heard. So, Pete, what I wanted to tell you was this. This is the funny one, too. Last summer, I had solar installed. No, excuse me. Well, yeah, I had the solar installed, but I also got the Generac generator. So, a Generac generator, okay? I've had a neighbor go out and buy one and connect the doggone thing himself, but he does have, you know, a lot of, he knows how to do stuff. That's all I can say about that. I have a picture that I posted on my Facebook page. I had 8 trucks or vans or whatever you want to call them from Alliance Home Comfort, okay? 8. So to connect that one generator, I had some guy from that was in an SUV from Alliance, I guess like a white hat foreman or something like that, or whatever you call it, to check to make sure everything was good. And then you had 7 trucks. One truck brought the generator, and one truck brought like dirt and a big block and all that kind of stuff like that. And then there's another truck, and the guy had a barbecue grill in it, and that's important because about 4 or 5 hours into this, these guys, because you know I have a big driveway, and you guys have seen it at field day and stuff like that. They decided to get the barbecue grill out of the truck there and commenced to sitting there making chicken and burgers and stuff, and they were having a doggone cookout in my front yard while they're supposed to be putting this thing in there. Can you believe that? Over?
Oh, I can believe it. From what I've seen from, I guess it's called CSX now, and Senrail. One day they had a porta potty, the next day they didn't, so they decided that it's all right to come onto my property and urinate, or to come on my front lawn and lie down when they're on their break because they're tired. At one point, I put them off at shotgun point.
See, that's getting a little too comfortable there, you know. I understand people need breaks and to take it easy and stuff like that. But you know, I used to do some, not that kind of stuff, but I did grass cutting for the city on the side of the highways and stuff. And you know, just let that and tailgate your truck. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, or find a tree, but make sure you're not on people. Well, hey, we're a lot different there in the States. You just don't go to people's property. Everybody I know, especially that live in the outskirts and stuff like that, they have these posted signs, and they mean business. They don't go, you know, that's a different set of characters down south. Over.
Yeah, I hear that there. I'm a big fan of that law they have in Texas called the castle law, where you can shoot first and ask questions later when the property's posted. But actually, we are posted. There's a sign there, and I guess they took it seriously. It says, "No trespassing. We're tired of hiding the bodies."
There again, you got me laughing. I remember taking. Oh, 1 second. VA3KCB, you there still?
I'm still here. I'm just trying to think about where I put my body.
I hear that. Speaking, remember I was doing that XYL and YL Well, now I can't call my wife an XYL because it says on the web page there that a YL is a licensed young female and an XYL is a licensed married female. So my wife's not licensed, so she's just going to be Sue from here on out. Over.
Well, my thought was XYL is an X-wife, and YL is just a wife.
Well, when I first started doing it, I thought it was like triple XL and XL and XY. I thought it was their size, you know. Like if they were just an XY, she was like a 1. If she's an XL, she's like a medium. If she's the XXYL, she was like a, you know, got a little meat on her and stuff like that, right? That's what I was thinking, but I was way far off. I think I heard that when I was coming from the south, eh?
I copy that.
All right, we have 2 check-ins. It is 8:25. We've almost gone through 30 minutes this morning. We have 2 check-ins. Could you be number 3? VA3EWV listening. Come on in there, Rob. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Ernest, and everyone else. I'm doing pretty okay. Nice day. Just want to get some of the stuff done before any heat comes in. Got my work orders there and my computer. So I'm heading up to start off in Castleman today.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, Castleman, that's a nice little hop on the radio. I've talked to Castleman on this repeater before, by the way, with VA3EWV.
I talked to you from there too, right in front of the cemetery on Rue St. Isidore Park, and you can get into here. But I find there's a spot right before the 417 that gets really scratchy, and then as you make the 90-degree bend back towards Castleman, the repeater comes in really well again.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's great. So you're gonna be on a good long, well not long, but you're gonna be at least on a 30-minute commute, right?
Well, I'm right at Monkland, just crossed the 43 at Monkland on the 138. So I don't know. I'll continue listening. I'm enjoying the conversation, getting a few chuckles too. So continue on. The 3 mobile.
Hey, I put it for everybody that's listening too. Let me see, because Pete may have to go. VA2FKR. Are you still in there or no?
Yeah, I'm still here, Ernest.
Okay, so I have put up a post on my group. I invite you guys to join. I know Rob is there already because I saw him post some pictures of the antenna. Thank you for that. I'm already jealous because I was like, call me when you start working on it. I ain't gonna talk bad about you on the radio, but your ears should be burning. But but yeah, call me out there. I want to get in on that and get the. I want to get in the way. That's what I posted on the reply. I said thanks, Rob Fry, for sharing. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to get over these last names. Thanks, Rob Blank, for sharing this. Let me know you are working on it again, so I can come over and get in the way. Over.
Don't you worry, Ernest, there's lots to do still. That's not even all the elements on yet. That's just the center elements. They're much longer than that. You'll see them lying on the ground. And then I have to actually put it in the air.
Yeah, man. I wanna just get some pictures for myself, you know, because I have never had any like erected anything like that. Saw it up close going up. I've only seen them up on the towers. Another thing I want to do is like do a little show and tell. You know, this is this time the antenna, and then you know a couple pictures of it putting up because there's a lot of new hams out there that don't see any of this. So I just want to put something together. Maybe not even in the voice, just a little music in the background and show it like in pieces, you know, and then up, and then you know the person talking, but just with music in the background. And then put that on as a short on my webpage. Over.
Yeah, okay. Well, that thing's a monster when it's all put together. I actually had to
the boom truck into the backyard where the tree was, and now I can turn the antenna when it gets up on the tower. So it was all like things that had to be done before I could get this going.
I hear you, a lot of prep work. Well, I have you, the three of you out here too. What I thought about last night when I put my little post up about it's fall, y'all, and all that, the fall back in love with the ham. VA3KCB. One thing I thought about when I was putting this thing together was, if you're a new ham and you get to go see a person use their equipment, you know, whether it's HF or not, whether it's 220 DMR, D-Star, EchoLink, Fusion, FT8, etc., etc., etc. You know, because there's so many avenues that you can go into in this hobby. When you're sitting there going, what radio do I get? That's really hard, like you said. Because I've been thinking about the same thing. And I'm like, oh, where do I go? Because there's so many different options. So with this, if you go and see other people using their equipment, it starts to go, oh, okay, this is what it's used for. And if you, like me, I use everything on my Anytone tri-band radio. I use all of the features, right? So I use all of the buttons. So if I did a demonstration with my little radio there, they know everything that it can do. So that's another reason I hope this thing pops off pretty good and I'll get some good activity going. Because for even people like yourself that has had radios forever, it's kind of hard to make a selection. That's what you're facing, right? VA3KCB? Oh, I guess he's gone. He might be out there getting him a coffee, but yeah, so we've had 3 check-ins. We're looking for number 4. Could that be you? VA3EWV listening. So VA2FKR. So Pete, you have DMR. Do you have D-Star as well or no?
VA2FKR. Yeah, I have D-Star. I have an ICOM 51, the handheld, and I have the adapters to attach it to the antenna, but I generally use it for my Pi-Star hotspot. One thing I should be doing is I started last year putting up a tower. I mean, I have one up now, but it's only 40 foot. I have a DMX self-supporting 84-foot tower that's partially assembled. I had poured a 4-foot by 4-foot by 6-foot deep cement block and started erecting it. But I need to get a hold of a boom truck because basically I'm a coward. I hate climbing. Anything higher than a few feet over the roof of the house and is a no-go for me. Even down south on our boat, I don't go up the mast. We have mast steps and everything, but if something that light needs to be changed or something needs to be done up there, it's generally my wife that goes up because heights and I don't get along. On a different subject, I was wondering, Ernest, are you having any problems with wildlife? We seem to be infested with raccoons down here. We've dispatched about 12 of them this year. We have chickens here, so, you know, raccoons and chickens are not a good idea because you're going to end up with no chickens. But I know the wife was picking up all the acorns that had fallen off one of the oak trees. She picked up 12 2-gallon pails, and she's trying to decrease the raccoon population. I told her, I said, you know those things climb, right? If they won't. That's my timeout signal, so I'll turn it back to you.
I must have an extended one. I heard that sound, but I must have an extended one, or I think I talk a long time. But I've managed to not lock up the repeater. But a lot of people on here have. Yeah, but no problems with wildlife. You get to my property. It's basically almost treeless except for the back. I have 2 weeping willow trees, and then on to the right back, I have a few sharp pines. but everything is like the grass is cut very low, you know, well groomed and stuff like that. And I have Joseph out there on the prowl. We basically live outside all summer long. And the only thing we've ever seen on this property, we're going to be 2 years here in November. We had 2 wild turkeys in the back, and Joe noticed those, but we didn't let them out because we wanted just to see what they would do. And we had one robin make a nest on the back porch, and I had moved it, and they brought it back again, and I moved it, and this spring they brought it back again. I just let them, and they had 3 little babies, and we just saw that going, and the wife says, take the nest down, and I was so surprised how perfectly clean and round, even though she had raised those birds. I was like, wow, that's amazing. And so I kept it to the side, and when spring comes up, I'm just going to put it back up in the same place. Over.
Yeah, affirmative. I know this spring we had problems with raccoons up in the barn, and by the time I'd gotten home, my wife had already dispatched 4 of them. And she grabs them by the back of the neck and hits them in the head with a hammer. And she says, there's another one in the hayloft, go get it. And I looked at it and I said, oh, hell no, I'm not going up there. That thing's got to be 25 pounds. So she says, well, here's a 22. And I said, that's a single shot. All that's going to do is piss it off, and then I'm not going to have another shot. I'm going to go get a shotgun. Anyway, I shot that thing, and it still had enough power to get out of the hayloft, down the side of the barn, across the yard before I could get around and finish it off. No way in God's creation am I going anywhere near a 30-pound raccoon. Meanwhile, she grabs him by the back of the neck and hits him with a hammer. I said, if I ever turn up dead, Ernest, I want somebody to request an autopsy for blunt force trauma. Hi. Anyway, I'll turn it back to you.
You got me. Yeah, we don't have the barns and stuff like that, so that's probably why. And people ask, you know, I haven't, and I don't want to jinx myself, but I haven't seen skunks. When I was living in Canada, I saw skunks all the time. Like families of skunks. And they would be in our yard digging up grub worms and stuff like that, but I don't have any of that. But no, I guess since we keep our grass cut so low, and, you know, like, the moment that the snow is gone, I'm outside all of the time. So, and you know, I have so much open space, just a little bit of stuff right in the back there. But no critters of any sorts. I saw one mouse on a camera in the water room, and then my daughter put a trap and got that done. And because I have motion control cameras downstairs in the cold storage room, just on the floor there. One in the water room, that's what I call it, and then one in the main basement down there. Just because we have the grandkids that go down there and stuff, I want to keep an eye on them. And then all the cameras outside with motion sensors, and we hardly see nothing. Like I said, we only saw 2 turkeys this year. Over.
Yeah, we see turkeys almost every day. The other day we had 6 of them walking across the front yard. But we've got all kinds of wildlife. We've got skunks. We've got raccoons by the dozens. We even have coyote here. In fact, just about 2 miles down the road, the coyote are driving deer into the pit and killing deer. The raccoons that we shot, one of them was pretty big. I mean, it disappeared. So something was large enough to pick up a 25, 30-pound raccoon and walk away with it. I keep telling the wife, I said, don't be going up to the barns without taking a weapon with you. Because, coyotes can be pretty bold, especially when there's more than one of them. Back to you.
Yep, I hear that for sure. Let's see here. VA3KCB, are you back with us, or you've hit it off? Over.
VA3KCB here. Sorry about that, guys. I got an incoming call based on my daughter in Ottawa.
Oh no, we're not going to keep you then. Go ahead back to that. Rob, are you still out there? VA3ARF? Okay, no problem. We got a good copy on you here at my station. Yeah, it sounded good on this end. We'll get back to you when you make that turn. Rick, before you had the call, I was saying how that little program that I wanted to run this over the next 2 months. It's just about 4 or 5 weekends for people to like have their shacks open, invite people over, and see what they have and what they're using. But because I'm with you, I want to buy an HF rig, but there's so many decisions, and you know I know I'm gonna have to have like multiple radios, and already now I've acquired. I have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 handhelds now, right? And 2 and 3 mobile radios, and that's a lot for me. But they do different things. So I have the D-Star radio now. I'll be using that to do, because when I do the TransCanada Net and the Procom Net, I know that they connect with that. So I've always wanted to connect via AllStar, D-Star. I just want to make sure I do that. Also, I have my 220. I use that. So I have a 220 handheld, a DMR. That's what I want to get, is DMR handheld. And I have the D-Star, and then 2 meter, 70 centimeter. And then I have a marine radio now. I don't talk on it, but I listen, but that's what I have so far. But I really don't want to turn around and have 22 radios in here to do all the stuff. I want to have like 3 or 4 that almost do it all with the 3. Over.
I'll copy that. You're going to be looking like a real radio room pretty soon there. Yeah, I know I'm at a point of confusion, really, so I haven't taken the time to draw it out to see what I really want to get into. It looks like you've got your learning curve with your hands on all available communications, and I'm not too sure if I'm young enough to handle all that in one shot, but I do enjoy what I've been doing.
Oh yeah, and the reason I have this stuff, because it's all within my license, right? The moment I get basic with honors, then my brain's gonna melt, eh? But for now, even with the basic, you can do a lot. I was surprised. I thought, I'm not gonna be able to do anything but maybe talk on a repeater and some simplex and stuff like that. I'm probably gonna be pretty bored. Not happening. Because now they've made it so you can still have your basic and still enjoy everything else. You saw me doing those QSOs the other day and talking to people all across the world, and that was on 70 centimeter, So we just have to figure out what we want to do, and I'm doing mine on cost base. I was looking at a radio that VE3SX had yesterday, Marshall, and I was like, oh my God, like. I was pretty impressed with that, and the one that Rob had, VA3ARF. I was like, oh my goodness, these guys have some serious radios. Over.
Yes, they do. And my whole over 50 years in the radio world, I've been site to site, line of sight communications. I've never gotten the fever to go into assistant communications via internet or via, like things like EchoLink and any assistant. It's always been antenna to antenna, tweet an antenna, shooting skip. The same thing is going with 20 meter or 10 meter or 12 meter. That's as good as I can get at home is 20 meter. I do a lot of work on that frequency, but with now getting the new systems where you have assistance, I'm not saying I haven't bought into it, I just haven't experienced it yet.
And that, folks, is our 15-minute warning. It's 8:45 a.m. on this beautiful Tuesday morning. It's now up to 18 degrees. The humidity is going down a little bit to 90%. a high of 29, so it's going to be a warm one today. A low of 12, no rain in there. So Mother Nature's been good to us this last couple of weeks. I know the first part of the summer, I think it was raining every other weekend or every weekend. But it was like just here, water. I loved it. I needed my lawn needs that grass, and all the farms and stuff around here need that water. So this has been I don't want to jinx, but it's been a perfect summer so far. Yeah, Rick, I'm gonna roll this and talk about the assisted stuff after I ask for the 5th check-in. So we're looking for some check-ins this morning. If you don't want to talk but just want to say hi and get your name on the roster, please come now. VA3EWV listening. Okay, now back over to assistant. V3KCB, you know how they were talking about baby boomers and then millennials and then Gen X and da-da-da-da-da? So, I don't know all the stuff about that, but what I can say is this: for my little, 2 seconds into ham radio, I have met a load of people who have been in the hobby forever. And, I know when I was coming up, so I was single, then I got the girlfriend, then I moved out to my own place, which is an apartment, and then, apartment complex, and then, we got married, we moved into a row house, right? And then from a row house to a 3-bedroom in the city with the kids and stuff, and got them all through school. Now we moved here, and then from here, I'm not going to be staying here if I'm not getting around too good. So I'll go into assisted living and stuff like that. What I'm trying to say is, for most of the people, when I came to this club, for the people that were in front of my face, I was the youngest person in the club, and that was at 55 years old, right? You have club members here that got their license before I was born. I was born in 68. So some people in the club have had their license for 60 years. I'm going to roll this one more time. What I'm getting at is this. There's a gradual move, right? And so many people that I've been talking on the radio, like VE3XID, they're now living in apartment complexes or retirement communities where they can't have antennas and stuff, but they love the hobby. So people, before this new stuff came in, they were heartbroken and trying to figure out something in the house to get on the air, and now they can still enjoy talking all over the world just on repeater with no footprint at all, right? A little Pi Star thing there sitting on your thing, a little radio like mine that's about 5 inches across. You're talking all over the world, and not only that, you're paying $500 for antenna, coax, SWR meter, and the radio all together, and you're sitting there talking all over the place, right?
Oh, I understand 100%. And I enjoy everything I'm learning week by week. And trust me, I'm learning an awful lot for an old boy that wasn't involved with radio for the past 25 years. It's all new to me. Although I brought my shack out of the basement after hiding for 25 years, I'm still learning all over again.
Yes, the reason I brought up that little part of that last conversation, it was because I think we're in a sweet spot where the folks who were not so sure of those technologies are now embracing them. Just like I know that Earl was talking from Manitoba, right? And he got to check into the net last night. That's something that we could not do without the assisted stuff, and he's on EchoLink, right? And I've gotten probably about, I think I'm up to 3 or 4 new hams that I've gotten to get EchoLink because they had no radio at all. And I said, oh, just do this for now. At least you can get on the air and start listening. And then you can, get your radio and all that stuff like that. But for now, you can just download an app that's free for Android and iPhone and still get on and talk, right? Because there's that sweet spot when I was doing that training with Alphonse there. People will get their license, and there's that time where they either get their license, go out and do everything and get going with it, or they get their license and then they don't know what radio to get, where to get it, can afford to get it, and then they just die off. It's like getting a license, and then you never use it over.
I'll copy that, Ernest. That's one thing I'll probably, maybe this week, contact you, is in regards to EchoLink.
Yeah, hey, and if you want to come over and stuff like that, like I said, I'm really gonna get all into this. Well, not intrusively, but I'm gonna get it in a fun way of this. Fall in love with you like new things and stuff like that. So if you want to come over and sit for a spell, or I can come over to you, we can get you set up on the EchoLink, and you don't even have to use it. You can just have it for you never know where you're gonna be and need it. I enjoyed it when I was in Missouri. I enjoyed it when I was in Louisiana. I enjoyed it when I was in Texas. I enjoyed it when I was in Florida. Being able to use it there. So that I love it.
Yeah, I think it's something that everybody should have on their cell phone, whether they use it or not. You always have your cell phone with you all the time. So if you've got EchoLink uploaded into it, it could come in handy, when even in an emergency case.
Exactly. All right, folks, we have about 9 minutes left. We've had 3 good check-ins this morning and a lot of good conversation. And even if I didn't have any check-ins, you guys could always go back and look at the radio and watch me talk to myself for an hour. VA3EWV. Are you still in there with us? Over? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Victor, I'm just on my way back home. I just came into, let's put it this way, I'm going to the doctor's office today, and when I arrived at the doctor's office today, we had 48 people ahead of me, and this was 15 minutes ago. I just picked up some breakfast at Wendy's. On the way back and filled up the gas tank. Anyways, I asked the first person in the lineup what time they were there. The doctor opens at 9 o'clock. He was there at 7. Does that tell you something about our medical system now? Over?
Oh my goodness, you're gonna be waiting all day. I'm gonna have to get a mobile health unit truck out there and make some on the side cash there. Well, I hope you get in before tomorrow there, Rick. And thanks for checking in. So you've gotten your breakfast. Did they save your place in line or what? They should start giving people out pagers like they used to do in the restaurants. If they're going to be this long, you just go to the doctor's office, get your little pager. That way you can go around town and get the stuff you need or whatever. And then when they page you, you can come on in. Over.
The idea usually is, when I started with the doctor before, I'd get there, 8:30 or something like that. There wasn't too many people ahead of me, and it wasn't too bad. And sometimes the doctor would come in late because at that time he was also the coroner, as I call full service doctor. Anyways, so sometimes he'd come in late, and she would let you know, and he'd come back at another time, and just by calling her up, well, all I want was a refill for basically a sleeping pill, I guess you could say, to help me sleep. And the drugstore kept telling me, well, it's been a few days, we left the message and everything, and they didn't call back. And I kind of remembered the last time I tried to get a refill, they wanted me to come in. Well, the lineup is this long, this doesn't make any sense anymore. Doing it over the phone you would think would make sense, but no, I intend to be there at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and maybe the crowd will only be halfway, and then when I go in and check in, probably come back around noon or 1 o'clock, which has been my usual thing when it's been a crowd in the morning, but I've never believed it was twice as long as I've ever seen before in the store.
Oh my God, man, they're all fancy in Ottawa. I know when I had the 5 kids growing up, I was going to the Apple Tree Medical Clinic, and they had an app, right? And so you go up in there and get signed in. Like, you don't even talk to nobody unless you didn't know how to use the computer. But you go to the kiosk, you swipe your thing, You select what doctor you're there for. Then they have another screen that's, are you there for like your allergy shots, which I had a daughter there for allergy shots. Were you there for, some like quick stuff. And then you would have how long your wait was and stuff like that. And, we would go to the food basics that was beside there, grocery shop, and this and that, and da-da-da, and just wait for the app, And the thing that fires me up, I'm here for an appointment for Victor, Alpha 3 Echo Victor at 9 o'clock. They're like, oh, yeah. So you get there for your 9 o'clock appointment, and they don't pull you into the back room until 11, and then they don't see you until 1. So what's the point of having an appointment if you're going to wait 4 hours inside the place? Over? Thanks for stopping in there, Rick. Okay, folks, we're almost at the end. Rob, are you still there? VE3ARF, over. One more call for VE3ARF. Rob, are you there? Okay, VA2FKR. Pete, are you still there with us? Over.
Oh yeah, I'm still here. I've been just finishing off my coffee. You think the medical system's bad in Ontario? You want to be seeing it here in Quebec. A friend of mine was telling me his sister was just diagnosed with breast cancer, and they're telling her it's going to be a 6 months wait to remove it.
Oh my God.
But if you have $10,000, they can do it next week. So she ended up taking out a second mortgage on her house to have the cancer removed. Now, there's something seriously wrong with that. My mom is in a nursing home. She had a fall, and I had to argue with them for 2 weeks to send her to the hospital to x-ray her to find out that her arm is broken. And then another 2 weeks to wait to see an orthopedic specialist with a broken arm. I even told them to stop lying to me, and they said, what do you mean? I said, well, you may not know this, Ernest, but I worked as a nurse, and I know when they're lying to me because it's the same lies I used to tell patients. So it's really sad when you know they're lying to you right off the bat. Anyway, Ernest, I'm going to back out of here, go get another coffee, and I hope you have a great day. VA2FKR.
That was a serious conversation, but you brought some chuckles, you used to tell us the same lies. That's a shame. Okay. Well, thank you very much there, folks, so far. Could we get a fifth check-in this morning? We're almost at number 5. We got 1 minute left in the ball game. Could that be you? VA3EWV listening. Okay, anybody have any closing remarks before we turn this repeater back to its normal use of being used every day? Over.
VA3EWV, VE3PGC Ernest, if you check your YouTube channel, I just want to announce that I was your first subscriber.
Yeah.
Watched 4 videos. So your algorithm has probably moved right to the top, skyrocketed.
Ouch. Almost tore my arm off sitting there reaching for I was reaching for the mouth so fast I heard you say that and I almost tore my arm off on my thing there. Oh yeah, I'm going to see that now. That's pretty good. Thank you too, by the way. Yeah, I uploaded a few videos. I had a lot more, but I did not want to put any Seaway Valley Amateur Radio Club official stuff on my YouTube page without any permission. So that's why I just started all over. You know, I erased myself from that Facebook group altogether, removed all the content I had up there, right? And now I'm just starting my own little thing with folks who don't mind being on there. So thank you so much for that. Let me go and it took me a long time to try to get that page all set up too. But it's gonna be popping. I'm telling you, it's gonna be doing pretty good. Hopefully, I get some interviews in this month and next month, and put up there and act like I know what I'm talking about. And it's gonna be a fun time.
Oh, no doubt about it. Well, I'm a big YouTube watcher fan, and just to let you know, usually YouTube creators, which you are now, reward their #1 subscriber in a big way.
I love
All
it.
right.
I love
Have
it.
yourself a fantastic day. VA3KCB, over to it.
You got me smiling so much, can't even see through my eyes. That's right. You know, you have to. You know, you never know how. I can't even talk now. I'm so excited, and I appreciate it. You know how the people are like and subscribe and da-da-da-da-da, right? And then, you know, I've gone, like last night when I was going through those videos looking at ICOM ID-1-31A, you know, I'll see that and people had their channels and they have about, 5 or 6 likes and stuff like that. And then you have some of those old boys over there that really know their stuff, and you know who those guys are. We follow them on those ham fests and stuff like that. They're rolling around with whole teams. Like this one guy, he has like a team of 2 or 3 people that he's employed, following him around doing his content and stuff, right? I think that's gonna be me. Give me a couple of years, this is Ambassador VA3. See, I can't even say my call sign, so let me get that dream out. Anyway, I'll see all of y'all later. It's been a fun morning as usual. Thank you all for contributing, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. VA3EWV clear. And I'll try to reach out to any of you if I go to Alba today and see if we can talk on the air. Alright, one more call for Rob, VA2ARF, to see if you're still on there on your route to Castleman. Can you still hear us? Over. Okay, nothing heard. Everybody have a good morning. VA3EWV, we're clear. 7-3. Bye-bye, folks. That was a really good net there. That was really good net on the air. VA3EWV.